So I played every single Tekken game in just a week. So I got Tekken 8 and became immediately addicted to it. Yeah, and I made a video about Tekken a while ago and didn't give it good enough feed. Why? Well, because I didn't have 8 and didn't know what I was missing out on. But I finally got Tekken 8 just a bit ago, and I have more hours on this than I do almost every other game I bought this year. Now you see, I was driven to make this video because I wanted to understand Tekken before playing the story of the 8th game. So I will be covering each and everything from the Tekken franchise that I can play. So no mobile games or country exclusives if those even exist, but I will be including the uncanon games such as Street Fighter X Tekken or Tag Tournament, because why not? This will be a two-part series because this took a long time to make just to begin with. So on day one, we started off with the original Tekken. Released in 1994, a new fighter game published by Namco at the time, releasing the same year as King of Fighters. This game was Namco's fighter, to compete with Midway's and Capcom's hit fighter games, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat 2 releasing just one day before this, and Street Fighter 2 releasing a year before this. And with Street Fighter 2 being the best-selling arcade game in the golden age, it was time for Namco to make their way in with Tekken, or the King of Iron Fist. Tekken released September 14th, 1994 with a roster of 8 base-wise, including Kazuya, Nina, Law, Lee, Jack, Paul, King, Michelle, and Yoshimitsu. Tekken was a fighter game released on arcades and the PS1 with an axis sort of movement which stood out from the other Prime fighters. Not to mention it was 3D, which made it a big hit. So you fought with really light characters and beat the crap out of your enemy. This game's AI is just really hard, seriously. Law's AI is annoying and Lee's AI spam kicks. Yeah, it's just stupid. So the story's main character of this game is Kazuya Mishima. You battle through these characters and end up fighting his father, Heihachi. You defeat Heihachi and Kazuya takes the body of Heihachi and throws him off a mountain, pulling off this iconic smile. And that's Tekken 1. It was really heavy, slow, and just everything, but it's the first game. I can't hate a lot on it. Not to mention, this game's AI can literally read your moves like in Mortal Kombat 2. I don't know, they're just really stressful the higher you get on the towers. I'll tell you that. They will pop off moves on you while the game still doesn't teach you how to do any attacks, which is also stressful. Not to mention, I searched how long to beat this game would be. It said an hour. Yeah, they were not lying. It took me a solid 55 minutes to beat this game. And at the display time of the arcade thing, you know, when you complete an arcade and shows you how long it took, it said 60 to 75 was in first place. This game was made to be difficult, I believe. Yeah, that's Tekken 1. You play as Kazuya and you fight his father Heihachi while defeating other Tekken characters. That's it for the story. I didn't play any other characters, by the way. Now on day 2, I moved on with Tekken 2. Tekken 2 starts off with the return of Heihachi. After being thrown off a cliff by his son, Heihachi survives and climbs back up. Now you see, I needed a break because Tekken 1 was already stressful and I was getting really mad playing it on the first day, so that's why it took me another day to play Tekken. So yeah, sorry. With now a base roster of 9, 1 being hidden but 8 default wise, that 8 including Heihachi, Law, Lei, Jun, Michelle, Nina, Yoshimitsu, and the now Jack 2. You battle through 9 towers as you do in the first game to meet the final boss, that being Kazuya. Really quick, I'll definitely say this game was actually really good for a PS1 game. It felt smooth, felt better, and they fixed a lot of things. Characters were faster and the characters had more moves, but with its ups, there's its downs. In this game, Nina's grab can extend. You know, that's normal in the modern Tekken games, but that was just really weird for a PS1 game, and it's annoying. I don't know, but she used to be able to grab you, break your arm, break your leg, literally already killing you. And then, yeah, Kazuya has some combo where she can one-shot you because they have a block break feature. I don't know. I'm not sure what it's called, but the static, you know, look at this clip. Notice the static in it. It does that and it breaks any block. I've tried blocking the combo a lot, but whenever this static uppercut appears, I lose. I lose. Now Heihachi defeats Kazuya as Kazuya reveals the devil inside of him, becoming Devil Kazuya. Heihachi still defeats Kazuya as Heihachi now plans on killing Kazuya, throwing him into the mouth of a volcano. And that's Tekken 2. Let's move on to Tekken 3 because I was still playing in the same day, 20 years later. Now really quick, I want you guys to remember this lady. June from Tekken 2, she's really important. Remember her. We see many characters and new faces like Eddie, and I think he's in prison in this game. Older Heihachi, Paul, and many other faces. But there is one out of all of them that stands out. There's just some guy walking in the middle of the night before being hit with something on his arm and being burned with a symbol. This is Jin Kazama. Now Jin had undergone intense training from an important family member in his life, Heihachi Mishima, to defeat the monster that killed his mom, Ogre. Jin started training at the age of 15, realizing he was the son of Kazuya Mishima himself. Jin trained for 4 years straight intensely to defeat the Ogre, mastering the Kazama Judo and the Mishima fighting style. Now Jin fights and defeats the Ogre as it transforms into the true Ogre. Now you see, Ogre and Onaga look a lot alike. Are they cousins? Moving forward, Jin defeats the true Onaga, finally avenging his mother. Now, remember June? Yes, her. She is the mother of Jin, being the lover of Kazuya. So let me catch you guys up a little bit. In Tekken 2, Kazuya was in Tokyo to defeat the Mishima Zaibatsu's animal trade, I don't know why, encountering the WWWC officer, Jun, who was also there to do the same thing. Eventually, things hit off. June became pregnant with Jin, still entering the King of Iron Fist tournament. She knew that Kazuya had some of that evilness inside of him, as the confusion from their entire meeting confused Kazuya for a long time. Eventually, it caught up to him when fighting Heihachi, making him use the devil form as a last resort, still losing. Eventually, sometime after Jin turned 15, the Ogre attacked. As Jin asked for Jun to run away, she fought him. As Jun fought and lost to Ogre, with Jin waking up, his house was burned to nothing and his mother gone. Yeah. And we don't get nothing else about Kazuya and Jun. That's it for now. As the true Onaga explodes, the dojo they fight in is raided by the Tekken Force. The Tekken Force shoot at Jin, making him fall down. As he looks back up, he is finished off by his own grandfather, Heihachi. Heihachi, believing the job was done, was then attacked by an enraged Devil Jin. The purple light that burned that logo onto his arm was the Devil Gene, making Jin beat the Tekken Force inside of the dojo and throw Heihachi into a wall before flying off. So Tekken 3's game had gotten a lot better, as it looks really good still for a PS1 game, as the game's a little heavy and quicker, but being more easier, and the AIs aren't as difficult as the first two games AI. So yeah, I like Tekken 3. If I can rate them all right now, I give Tekken 1 a good 7, Tekken 2 a good 8, Tekken 3 a good 8 also. Now let's move forward for day 3. Now in day 3, I was writing the script to this entire thing, and I had played Tekken 4. This game actually had a story mode, which had explanations of things too, with the bigger roster, but to unlock characters, you had to play another character story. With the roster of 10 characters are locked. In all honesty, I didn't unlock every character. I tried to push out this video. I couldn't do this all. Now we're forced to play another character before playing Jin, so I chose Kazuya, the most important character besides him. Kazuya was taken away after being thrown into the volcano by a company called the G Corporation, as they tested on him with his permission. Kazuya trained to get control of the devil power for 20 years straight. Eventually, the Mishima Zaibatsu chose to infiltrate the G Corporation, as Kazuya took them head-on, defeating many of the Tekken Force, with Heihachi finally seeing Kazuya and realizing that he was alive. This game was updated and fixed so much that I love it. Tekken 4 is really good for its time, and it's more like a PS3 game than it does a PS2 game. Even the cutscenes, openings, and endings look great. They've given more effects to punches, more animations to characters, and I think character customization I may be wrong in this, but they added some cinematic cutscenes and fighting cutscenes which make the game really cool. Now this game actually has a command list so you can see what you're doing. You play 7 to 8 stages in story this time. So Kazuya knows that Heihachi is hosting another tournament to catch the eye of Kazuya and lure him out. He didn't care and he still went to the tournament, as this was his chance to get rid of Heihachi and get vengeance. Kazuya makes it and defeats many enemies and has to fight another fighter on his 7th battle, Jin Kazama, but Jin has strangely forfeited, causing Kazuya to win by default. Heihachi promises Kazuya to see Jin after he defeats him, so Kazuya defeats Heihachi as Heihachi stands by his word, showing Kazuya Jin. Jin is tied up in the dojo by his arms. Kazuya uses his devil power to try to take over and possess Jin. Now for Jin, it's been a while since his grandfather Heihachi betrayed him, as Jin trains and masters karate, eventually joining in the tournament. He was taken by the Tekken force and tied in the dojo unconsciously, as Kazuya came in trying to possess the unconscious boy. Jin fought Kazuya in his head. Eventually waking up, he fought and defeated the real Kazuya, as the semi-devil form came. Also defeating Heihachi. Before killing Heihachi, Jun appeared, proud of Jin, as he stopped himself, telling Heihachi that his mother stopped him before leaving. Now we move on to Tekken 5. I'm here now. I'm doing the best I can. Are you now? It's your dreams come true. You see, at the time of writing this, I was watching the opening to this game and it's fire. It's fire, trust me. We start off with the two waking up immediately after Jin left, then being raided and attacked by Jacks, Jak 4s. They attack both Kazuya and Heihachi as we get a scene of the two fight them off before we see Kazuya betray Heihachi and throw him right into the Jacks. They surround him and begin to self-destruct. And then we see Raven say that Heihachi is dead. Now right after that, we have a really cool opening showing us characters like Asuka, Nina, Devil Jin, Fang, and so much more. Now after Jin left, he fallen asleep, waking up in a forest with nothing in it, realizing he destroyed the forest with his devil power. Heading home, he was hit with so much nightmares that his devil gene would just trigger from them. Now people call this game the best Tekken game. I got nothing against that opinion solely, but I think this game is less agile in a sort of way. It may be just because I only played Jin, but the game feels harder to run in, especially when fighting Nina. Oh my god, Nina just stresses me out. The game feels slower and heavier than Tekken 4, which is something I personally don't like. It's all about your preference, so don't get mad with me. So Jin journeys to deal with his devil gene and eventually seeing his rival, Hwao Rang. They fought as Jin lost. His devil form kicked in and brutally beat it on Hwao Rang, letting Jin proceed with the tournament, eventually encountering Jinpachi. This guy broke free after the compound was destroyed when Heihachi died. Eventually, he sets up the next tournament hoping someone will set him free. As Jinpachi has been taken over by a vengeful spirit, he eventually contacts a friend Wang, asking for Wang to compete and to get rid of the Mishima bloodline, which was cursed by Heihachi, his son. Eventually, Jin defeats his great-grandfather, winning control of the Mishima Zaibatsu, as Jin stands and smiles at the camera, ending Tekken 5. I don't know what to say, because I don't want this video to be too long, so let's move on to day 4. On day 4, I didn't actually play Tekken.
What?
I was just downloading it instead.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I mean, I watched Tekken Bloodline during this day, so that can count. Next day, okay, so you see, I'm gonna have to stop you right here. I'm sorry, but this video, the audio I'm recording is 18 minutes right now. I spent 18 minutes recording this, and I don't want it to be any longer than 15 minutes, so you're gonna have to prepare for a part 2. At the minute, we leave off on day 5. We have to go off Tekken 6, Tekken 7, Tekken 8, Tekken Tag Tournament, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and Street Fighter Cross Tekken. So be patient, wait for that. Give me like a day or two. No, a few days, not a day or two. Because I also got to produce a Sonic video, So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for watching. If you watch from beginning to end, I love Tekken. Tekken's the GOAT. I got nothing else to say. Subscribe, turn on that bell, share this video. Make sure all your friends see this, man. Make sure all your Tekken friends see this. Alright, you have a nice day. Goodbye.